their second shot at the Sports Pesa Cup. They were in Nakuru last year, where they were beaten by Simba in penalties. They dominated the game, but coming to the penalties, Simba took the day. Now today they have another opportunity to be able to see what they can do in this one. Well, I'm with Bernardo Tieno to take you through the second game in the Sports Pesa Cup 2019 edition.
Thank you very much, Jacob, and very high-octane match that we're expecting today, given the experience of the young African side versus the little experience but the adventurous nature of the Kariobangi Sharks. We're expecting a little bit of fireworks here in this game today. It's the second game of the Sport Pesa Cup, the 2019 edition of it, that is being played at the Uhuru Stadium in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. 4 teams from Kenya and 4 teams from Tanzania. And so, again, the big question will be whether young Africans can have better luck than they did before in any of these regional tournaments in coming into this one. The expectation is that they will do better and show some of the class that has made them one of the feared sides in Tanzania and also in Eastern Central Africa. But Kariobangi Sharks have been notching some very good runs as well. Their recent record would tell you that they are in the 5th position in the Sport Pesa Kenyan Premier League. And they've won 3 matches. No, they've played 8, won 3, drawn 5, and they haven't lost. They are still among the list of the teams that have not lost in the Sport Pesa Premier League in Kenya. Just wanted to let you know that the interesting news is that all the teams in the Sport Pesa Cup from Kenya are in the top 10 of the Sport Pesa League in Kenya. On the other hand, in the Tanzanian side, Singida are in the 16th position. The others in the top 10. But then again, like we said, they've played more matches. That's a big blunder, sending the ball up the side, and it's missed. But their defenders know that you will not make a blunder like that playing a team like Young Africans, Jacob. That was going to be costly. That ball would have been best if there was communication between the defender and the goalkeeper. Otherwise, trying to head it and lifting it high would have been Bodo's biggest mistake so far, moving to the Kariobangi Shark side.
Well, Harriet Makambo will be blaming himself because he had only the goalkeeper to beat. He knows he should have put Yanga in front here, but what a mess here, and Kariobangi Sharks really are lucky not to concede in the first few minutes of the game.
That already has charged the stadium a bit. That will be rooting for the home side here, the young African side, and rightfully so. They have come to see their team to play in this championship. So even before settling down in the game, already the talk will be about the one that has been missed, as again the Sharks will probably be caught in trying to make a very difficult decision. It's just that the younger side decided not to follow it, and Brishon Gasa, who was in jersey 16, was the one who was following that, decided that it's going to go too far away from him. They can't afford the luxury of settling down to play very easy soccer, Jacob. They're going to be forced to move a little bit faster, aren't they?
Well, I tell you, this is going to be a very fast-paced game because both sides already are charged, knowing that already Bandari has qualified in the last 4. Now they are also looking for a ticket to be in the semi-final, so it's not going to be easy.
Well, for sure, the younger side, the young African side, will want to exert themselves on the game in front of the home crowd. An intended through ball that has been very easily stopped by the defense, by Paulo Joffrey. And then the Sharks again trying to get a shot in. This is Gasa, one of the danger men on the young African side for a long time, has been dominating in his position. It's going to be a foul executed by Patila Moto. Arguably the more experience of the players in that side. It brings down the captain of the side, Ibrahim Ajib, for a free kick that is going to be given to the young African side. Andrew Vincent, and then looking to attempt that through ball again, with Paulo Joffrey cutting through, bringing in a 45. Costly mistake again, not getting control of the ball. Gasa tries to lift it. We can almost see a young African side, Jacob, that is actually just on a leash. They want to shoot, they want to attack, but they're letting it just run.
Well, I think they're in a hurry to get a very early goal here, and that's why they're rushing things. And very good possession in these first few minutes of the game. Good organization, good confidence as they move forward.
Here's another shot. Goalkeeper stretching himself on time to reach that one. He didn't want to take the risk of letting him roll off the field of play. John Oyema must be quite happy playing here. Oh, another mistake by the Kenyan side. And again a shot, and Oyema actually on instinct coming back onto the left side for a shot that he thought was going to go to the right side.
Well, there was a deflection.
There was a deflection.
And an offside has been called on Yanga.
But they made that mistake of just giving the ball not too far off.
Well,
yeah, that's the offside.
Well, John Oyemba, the goalkeeper, he was too much in a hurry to start that one.
Well, now they know that it's going to be very difficult for them if they're going to make those mistakes. Yanga is the most successful team in Tanzania. They have won literally all that has been in store for them. Formed in 1935, you know, they were initially called Sunderland, if you remember. Now they are 27 times Tanzanian champions, having won the latest in 2016-2017. This is a team that has won the Tanzanian League 27 times and the Tanzanian Cup 4 times, the CAFA 5 times. That's a lot of experience that Yanga will be having coming into this tournament. If you measure it against the Kariobangi Sharks, who've won just the cup competition that enabled them to play in the Confederations Cup, and you know that William Luya has already achieved, but now has got a bigger task.
Well, only 18 years into existence, the Sharks, they've done well.
Yep.
The third year they're playing in the top league, and within 2 years already winning the Go TV Shield.
And they beat Gormaya 2 times, 3 times in a row, most recently in the Super Cup, in the Premier League, and also in the Cup Winners' Cup, the Cup competition. So they're exerting a little bit of their own in this football game as well. This is a foul, so obviously, so blatantly as well. Yeah, Sven goes very hard on Faisal Salem. And occasions a little bit of harm to him. You remember players like Nadir Haroub and Yondani and Hassan have been here for a very long time in this team, haven't they?
Yes, they have. And also Dius Kaseke, you remember him in the last edition.
Absolutely, yes.
He's been suspended for beating a referee when Yanga lost their first game of the season. Because right now they have lost only once. They lead the the Tanzanian league.
With only one loss in the league so far. So they're in the first position then. How many points now? 15 points?
They are with 53 points.
53 points. 53 points, that means they're 12 points ahead of us, and who's second?
Yes. Not away, really.
And a good attempt to try and move away from the congestion by Harrison Mwendwa. Very fast-footed player, this one, Harrison Mwendwa. It's just that they are also playing a very fast side, and that's the Tanzanian side. We do know that the game in Tanzania is much faster than the game in Kenya.
Well, it's faster and also it's physical when you look at one-against-one situations here. And the way Yanga is pushing the balls very fast, opening up wide.
So that means that Kariobangi Sharks is going to face both physical play plus some very technical, fast play as well from the young African side. That's the nature of the game you've got to learn from the big boys. So all lessons must be taken very nicely here. Oh, young Africans have made 11 appearances at the CAF Champions League now. That's quite something. The second round they reached in 2016. And they've been in the Confederations Cup 4 times as well. In 2007, 2008, 2011 and 2016. That's quite some history that you bring into a tournament like this one if you're a team like Young Africans. Playing it out to the right side, Andrew Vincent. And then to Paolo Godfrey.
brilliant 1-2 play here by Yanga.
Ultimately, it's Gassa who picks it up again. And Gassa's trying to rush it. Haruna. It's like being a champion and then you're in a race that has a peseta. Doesn't matter if you're holding the medals. You've got to follow the pace and shoot when you can, and Kariobangi Sharks have done exactly that.
Well,
10th minute of the game. And the Sharks take the lead here through the man who's been getting the goals for them as well back at home. Scored the winner in their last league match as well. It's Duke Kabuya. Look at that celebration.
wow.
Oh, where is it coming from? Oh, it's a Simba supporter.
It's not a Kariobangi Sharks supporter, but it's a Simba fan.
Of course, the enemy of your enemy is my friend. So, because the Sharks is playing the enemy of Simba, the Simba fans will be supporting the Sharks.
But look at Harrison Mwendwa. He does the donkey work. Then Abege puts Abuya all across here, and no chance at all for Klaus Kindiki in that Yanga goal.
I think it's a
What
very good
goal.
finish by Duke Abuya. He knows exactly where the goalkeeper was moving onto his left and decides to stretch him on the right side. It's 1-0, and it's favor of the Kariobangi Sharks. A 10th minute goal by Duke Abuya. Klaus Kindiki might be wondering in one of the dialects in Kenya, really exactly what is it that hit him. Yanga nil, Kariobangi Sharks 1. It's actually Kindoki. But obviously you will be thinking more about Kindiki. If you are in Kenya. The coach obviously is wondering what's going on at the moment. He said earlier on in the pre-match interview that there are a couple of things that they have changed. They realize they were going wrong. He says they're ready for any challenge whatsoever. But then again, I don't think he was prepared for an early goal in this one.
Well, that is Zahera Mwinyi, the coach on this side. The man from DRC.
Out on the left side then for the young Africans. They have a way of making games so fast for you and running round in circles, totally confusing their opponents. And that's what Abdallah Haji was trying to do as well. Comes out to the right side and a double challenge then makes Faisal Salom lose the ball as the Sharks come out. Good run coming off by Harrison Mwendwa, but he pushed it just a little bit too far. Doesn't give out the ball quickly enough. I think they are adapting very quickly to the same way that Young Africans is playing, Jacob. They are already turning the speed on Young Africans.
Well, that is typical of Kariobangi Sharks in terms of attack because of the fast-paced Harrison Mwendwa. When he gets the ball, he wants to take you on pace. But the rest of the squad is not as fast as he is. So at times when he's not involved in play, it comes a little bit slow.
An attempted switch play works very well for Risho Kasa, but just trying to control it becomes a little bit of a heavy kind of pass that will not be able to be brought back. It's going to be taken by the goalkeeper, John Oyema. Duke Abuya, honestly, did take the advantage here. He simply saw the ball coming in his direction. And he knows that if he moves slightly further, he's going to box himself out. But he knows the goalkeeper's probably eye view is at the moment distracted. And he pushes it onto the goalkeeper's right side. Lovely way to go about it.
It's a clever goal, Baran, because in all that goal-mouth delay, he picked his spot and the goalkeeper had no chance at all to save that one.
Gassa brings it in. Goalkeeper and his defender banging into each other. Again, that communication has got to come out the best. This one has gone to the hand of Duke Abuya. It's one of those moments where you ask whether it was intentional or whether it was the hand was in the natural position. Lawyer just quickly reorganizes his troops then. This comes back to Andrew Vincent. On that ball as it comes back to Andrew, who plays it to Ibrahim Ajay. loses concentration and loses possession as well. Mwendo has got to realize that there's too many green stockings in that midfield. He's not going to be getting his way every time. He's going to touch one and pass it the other. But he's trying to touch one and two before he passes. Duke Abuya again holding on to possession and going for a shot towards goal, tormenting the goalkeeper. He knows very well the best way to keep them on toes is you shoot at them, Jacob.
Well, you're right, and Kindoki is having a difficult time trying to deal with Duke Abuya. A good run on that right side and then a good shot, and Kindoki this time has it covered. But you have to give it to Duke Abuya. He has all the pace and he has all the intention to get another goal for Sharks.
Well, the Sharks doing well to try and get a second goal here. It's never enough to just have one goal separating the two of you, especially not in the 15th minute of the game. And the Sharks are trying to bite in the waters of Dar es Salaam. I'm not exactly sure if that's the name he took, but I'll tell you, Kindoki is supposed to be, you know, something feared in actually in traditional medicine.
Well, Duke Abuya doesn't fear that. I'll tell you that for free.
You try a Google search on the name Kindoki. Honestly, it will bring you something about, you know, something feared in witchcraft, you know, and sometimes you would ask what's in a name. Duke Abuya has beaten Kindoki in the 10th minute of the game. It is the young African side that is trying to go through here with the ball out on the right side with Ngasa from Paulo Godfrey. Again, that communication, but this time around the goalkeeper and the defender all leaving it to Crosser. The technical bench is thinking that should have been somebody, you know, connecting onto that one, Jacob.
I'm also thinking the same because Mrisha Ngasa just knew there has to be somebody at the far post, and he was surprised that the ball went begging.
And then you get worried then about that communication between the defenders and the goalkeeper if you are a Kariobangi Sharks supporter. This is going to be a throw-in for the Sharks. That attempted back heel by Mr. Paulo Godfrey doesn't go through George Abege. And again, there's going to be a foul that will be given to Duke Abuya here. Now, obviously, having been noticed by Aruna. Back into the midfield. And the Sharks holding it. Kariobangi Sharks themselves in the 5th position in the SportPesa Premier League in Kenya. With 8 matches played, winning 3 and drawing 5. They haven't lost any. They've scored 9 times and have been penetrated 5 times, so they've got a goal difference of +4. Been drawn down on the left side. Here comes the cross, the left leg, just defying everything else and sending the ball off the field of play. It doesn't cut back into what was expected into the penalty area or even into a 45. Chilamoto is the captain of the Kariobangi Sharks side. Most recently, the Kariobangi Sharks have been executing some very good play. Back at home, Duke Abuya with 2 wide shots, wanting to go for it. Abege turning, pressing it again for Duke Abuya, who's looking for a chance to go for a shot. Right, to God for a corner.
Good play here by Duke Abuya and Abege. Good combination play here. Those are the Yanga fans. They still have a lot of hope in their side.
Yeah, a friend of mine told me if you lose everything, at least make sure you don't lose it. Yeah, and it's still very early in the game. They've got to keep it going for the side. It's Kariobangi Sharks corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in the penalty area in white. Very easily noticeable. But the Greens get the better of it all. coaches to his side as well on how he expects to be covered in that distance. Good cross, Jacob.
Well, look at the intention from Yanga. They know they want to go through the flanks and then they have to center the balls into the box. Gasa doesn't make use of that one.
Never mind the fact that Mauricio is not the tallest one in that area, but at least he rises to the occasion. Has the ball, albeit not on target. Has found the space to be able to run it now. That's the kind of play that the young Kariobangi Sharks players like to execute. He was trying to get a combination with Wasambo. Another chance in which they try to come in, going past the defenders and try to look for a chance for a shot, but this one goes down a little bit too easily just on the line. He should have continued with the run. Can the younger side take advantage of the fact that the White Sharks had moved forward? Oh, this is easily stopped by Nixon Omondi.
Kariobangi Sharks from the back here.
Well, they are. They got Ritie Makambo to not know exactly where that ball was going to go to. He expected it to go forward. He moved himself forward, but the ball was left behind. Another one towards the penalty area, intending to get Duke Apuya. It's picked up by goalkeeper Klaus Kindoki. Side, they're trying to look for an avenue to use the young African side. They're not getting much success here. It goes to the goalkeeper. The intention by Andrew Vincent was to try and get the ball to Makambo and also to Gasa. I think noticing the goalkeeper off the line, Jotabege also tries to chip in. Just too optimistic in terms of an attempt. It's 1-0, and you couldn't say that the game has developed at all, Jacob, can you?
No, it's, when you look at the game, it looks like evenly matched. It's only the scoreline that separates the two sides. But in terms of play, I would say it's a 50-50 kind of play. Sharks giving as much as they get from Yanga.
Back into the midfield then. Yanga will be trying to control it. Down on the right side to Andrew Vincent. And then an attempt by Haji into the midfield. They're trying to get a through ball here with Faisal Salum running in. The expectation was that it would reach him. It's been cut off. Big ball intended for Abege.
He doesn't have the speed to run there.
Does it?
That ball should be kept for Harrison Mwendwa.
Or even for Duke Apuya. But Abege is also in the striking force, Jacob, so it's got to be given some feed. This is one of those blunders that you're talking about. The defense must be very worried about that. You must communicate, and then there must be close distance between you and the goalkeeper if you are to let him go for that ball. Otherwise, these big distances are being covered very easily by the speed of the strikers, and they could easily pounce on a ball like that, Jacob.
You're right, Bernard, and that's what gets John Oyemba into trouble. The distance between him and his last man. And also, that man missed an opportunity in the first half. Ritie Makambo.
Well, no intention at all. Here is that run. He shouldn't have gone down. He should have held the ball, but I think he was tackled down there. Only he rolled right into the box trying to get himself up a little bit more than was being given. But Abdallah Haji knew at that moment that he had committed himself. He was either going to come out with it and to get away with it, or he was going to be penalized.
It was a big run by Geoffrey Shiveka on the Kariobangi Sharks side. Well, this is the man who has beaten Kindoki.
That was a time in which you could have also intimated that there was a handball there, but that shot totally beats the goalkeeper. On his right side, The goalkeeper doesn't get to it. In the 10th minute, it's Duke Abuya who opens the scoring for the Kariobangi Sharks.
Well, Yanga has only lost once this season, last Saturday against Tan United, being coached by Amas Niyongabo, the man from Burundi.
Well, you saw one of Yanga's ardent fans. You've seen him in Kenya as well. He supports Tanzanian football in total. He certainly doesn't look very happy at the moment. He does it. Looks like he's pointing out all the mistakes there are in the club. But it's too early. It's only the 25th minute of the game. There's still more than 70 minutes to play for here. As Kariobangi Sharks hold their own and manage to get the ball into the midfield to Duke Abuya. They're really starving the young African side of any chance even to attack, to try and get the ball by using the long balls as well. Look at the distances between the white jerseys and where they're sending the ball to. It really just torments you to try and come out for it, Jacob.
Well, it's clear from the stats that Sharks have more of the ball possession, but it's light. There's only 2% difference here.
Harrison Mwendwa finds the kind of spaces that he loves to run on. Now he realizes he's got to backtrack a bit. He loves to run, and when you cut down the spaces to run in, he runs out of options. This was a good one left to Vincent Wasambo. And a shot towards the goal area again. He takes the top netting. It comes from Duke Abuya. The brief is very clear here. Duke, you shoot, and nothing else.
Well, Duke has an appointment with Kindoki in that Yanga goal this afternoon. And for the second time, he makes Kindoki just full stretch here to make sure that the ball has gone out of play. Good play by Duke Abuya. It's
not the only shot that Duke Abuya has taken. And yes, Kindoki is really in a pensive mood at the moment. But he covered the entire distance, to be fair to him. He covered everything. If it was dropping down... This is Wasambo. Returns it to his central defenders, specifically to Geoffrey Shiveka. See him again. A good pick by Patila Omoto. Releases it onto the right side. An easy through there, but then the through ball doesn't get there. But he made it look so easy to get through on the right side. Talking about Michael Bodo.
Well, we've not seen so much action from Bodo this afternoon. He likes to overlap from the right back position.
Oh, Michael Bodo made a brief stop at Thika United in Kenya before ultimately moving to Kariobangi and becoming a Shark. That's what they are called, the Kariobangi Sharks. They will get the advantage of that foul here. Well, football has become very technical, Jacob. You've got a fast team like Yanga, but if you deny them the ball, then you make them look very ordinary.
Yeah, you're right, Bernard, and that is what Sharks is doing this afternoon here. They've made Yanga struggle every inch of the game here.
Yeah. Have you ever gone to the gym, Jacob, and you are tired, but the aerobic session is not over? You still have to keep up the step. You might miss one or two. And sometimes in football that happens as well, Jacob. You've got to give credit to the fans who will always dance themselves lame for a team, regardless of the scoreline. Up to the very last moment. Here is Yanga building it up now. A good little touch from the back. There was Kevin Yodani who was involved in it as well from Rishon Gasa. Some of the regulars that you do know from the young African side, and now turning on the style as well. This is Paulo Godfrey, still holding it. Oh, he's fouled in the process as well. He's going to get a free kick. Not a very happy defender here. He says, I'm sorry, I caused that one.
He's a mountain of a man, and look at who is marking him, Harrison Mwendwa.
But look at who has fouled him. Who has fouled? Harrison is marking this man. And Harrison is the one who's judged to have fouled him, because he was trying to get him off the ball. Abdallah Haji keeps on shielding it. Harrison ultimately concedes the foul.
Well, Mwendwa does well to stop Harrison from making the cross.
It's going to be taken by Ibrahim Ajib. And 6 players already in the penalty area for Young Africans. They will be trying to angle down on it. They do, but not on target. It goes off the field for a goal kick. Just the angling of it is what doesn't get there. But they all had the intention of it. It's not headed in straight. It goes off the field of play. It's going to be a goal kick. They have every intention of leveling the scoreline with whatever opportunity that comes to them.
And they have one area that they are just used to bringing the crosses, so that they bring in the head, and they are very patient. This younger side, they just know where to penetrate from.
This is Aruna getting the ball back onto the left side. Good combination between Risho Gaza, Aruna, and Heritier Makambo. But ultimately Makambo didn't have the anticipation that the ball would just cross his path there. Abege, marked tightly by Michael Gardiel. Goes out of the field of play. It's going to be a throw-in. Well, Ngasa and Haruna certainly had some very good 1-2 combinations. And then Makambo got involved in it as well. But the return ball to Makambo, who was most open at that time, lets them down. A chance for a cross here. Nicely done! This one takes a crossbar.
Well, how did that not go in?
Well, I'll tell you, even the goalkeeper himself will be asking himself, how did that not go in? Because it was a big, hard header by Wasambo. Another chance to bring it back from the right side. And Kindoki in two minds, not knowing whether to pick it up, not knowing whether to push it, or not knowing whether to let it go off the field of play. Ultimately, he ends up having a little touch that sends it out for a corner. And Mr. Muluya seems happy with himself. His charges are attacking well.
Yanga in trouble here.
Here it is again. Look at Kindoki's action. Well, this is the header. This is a header by Wasambo. It's going to be a corner. A lot of pushing, of course, which the referees are always looking at in that box. And then shipped right into the corner. Kindoki has a touch on it this time round. It sends it off the field of play. He was very well placed for it. It was taken by Patila Moto.
Sharks causing a lot of trouble in this Yanga's goal.
Patila Moto, one of the youngsters, has already tested international action as well for the Kariobangi Sharks side, having turned up for the national team as well. The marking is what is called man marking. It is slightly more than the police mark. This one bounces just in front of the goalkeeper. Luya's wondering why that one didn't go in.
So is Abege wondering too, because he had everybody beaten on that one.
Here it is again. The header coming from George Abege, who even claims he was fouled. The Young African side also claiming Aruna was fouled. But this one causing problems to Kindoki. For sure. You see the look on his face and the demeanor. He's telling you that I've got a war to deal with here. It's going to be another corner for the Kariobangi Sharks. Oh, the Sharks running rings around and confusing the goalkeepers. I think the offside flag goes up.
A good play here by Kariobangi Sharks, sending a lot of jitters in that Yanga's defense.
Well, they were just running around there, weren't they, Jacob?
Well, Yanga survived with 34 minutes played in this game. The second of the Sports Pesa Cup matches here in Dar es Salaam. The first one, Kenyan side Bandari has cruised into the semi-final after knocking out Singida by a solitary goal. A goal that was scored by the man of the match, William Wadri. So Bandari already is there. Kariobangi Sharks lead Yanga by 1-0. A goal that has been scored by Tukabuya. Game still on here.
Well, the stadium has gone into a hushed silence, Jacob. A hush is usually a silence, but when you have a hushed silence, it means you have a silent silence, Jacob.
Well,
they're not talking.
There's only one reason, that goal by Duke Abuya that separates the two sides. That's why it's a very quiet stadium.
Yeah, they're not talking about the goal now. They're just wondering about the action that has been there in the last 5 minutes. You know, in which the young African side has found it difficult to get onto possession. Again, the Sharks will get onto it. The run by young Africans ending in the midfield. Looking for a ball out onto the left side for Harrison Mwendwa, who tries to chest it down. Yeah, and danger abounds here. It's going to be a throw-in. There's panic in that defense. Harrison Mwendwa himself is thinking he should have done better than that. Kindoki is thinking his defenders should have done better than that. Very lazy way to try and bring it in by Nixon Omondi. They were enjoying themselves with Harrison Mwendwa just pushing the ball around. It's like taking a very lazy stroll, you know. Good ball onto the right side by Aruna. And it gets into Eritie Makambo. Chested, but out of the field of play. Again, that would be a mark of panic, Jacob, in switching that play so far with so much energy.
Well, I think we have seen a lot of switch play from Yanga in recent times, because that is their kind of play, and when they are being marked on one side, then they are switching the play to the opposite direction. Well, Sharks again.
Oh, this is perfect for Abenge on his left foot. It's in the net. It's a second goal for Kariobangi Sharks. And out of sheer hard work, Abenge goes on his weaker foot. This time round, absolutely confirming that he was superior in that attack there. And the Simba fans here will be supporting the Kariobangi Sharks. The Lions and the Sharks united against young Africans. Abenge, I think, will be trying to choreograph a dance here. When you score, you've got the bragging rights. I think the referee is giving them time to celebrate, and this is one, looks like a swing in golf. Now, I'll tell you, in golf, that wouldn't get you very far. But in this instance, he gets the ball to the fans on the other side, Jacob.
Well, look at his finish. That is a mark of a finisher. He controlled on his right, then he picked his
on
spot
the left.
On the left, and
before,
what a goal.
Before the goalkeeper can organize himself, he's gone on the left foot. I told you, goalkeepers calculate. They know you're going to go on the right foot, and so they're going to get into the step. Going on the left foot totally changes the calculation, and again beats Kindoki.
Well, Abenge.
So Abuya Duke beats Kindoki, Abenge beats Kindoki. The scoreline changes. Yanga 0, Kariobangi Sharks 2. What a game, Jacob. But this just tells me that we're going to have a very exciting game. It's not over, Jacob.
Well, it's not over, I'll tell you. Sharks are not done yet with Mr. Kindoki in that Yanga goal. And I think Murishongasa is also thinking what he can do to John Oyemba. Sharks playing a very well-organized game in terms of defensive play. When they win it, they push it on counter, and very good organization here by Coach William Luya.
Well, they're going to have to work out on that communication between the defenders and the goalkeeper. I think at the moment that looks like the weak line in all this telecommunications business. It's Harrison Mwendwa. He's obviously buoyed by the fact that they're 2 goals up, and he's got very good footing. Abenge is onside. And he's gone down on the left side, picks his spot, but he sends it directly into the goalkeeper's line. Klaus Kindoki picks this one up. What a run from Harrison Mwendwa.
Well, and good cut from Abenge. Of course, looking for Mwendwa, but this time he just couldn't get him. I tell you, Bernard, there is panic in Yanga's camp now.
Yeah.
Already I've seen some players have been told to warm up. There might be an early substitution. We only have 6 minutes of normal time remaining in the first half of this game. But I'll tell you, the way Sharks are playing here, they've shocked Yanga.
That's going to be the weak point, Jacob. The communication between the defenders and the goalkeeper. And Tom Taker sends this one out. He's on this other side, but he sends it out for a corner on the other side. We've got to watch out for that, the Kariobangi Sharks side. But all the same, they have had a good display of the game in the 39 minutes played so far. Here's a carving right-hand corner. right foot in swinger. This goes off the field of play. It's going to be a throw-in. It is for the home team, the Young Africans. Michael Gadiel playing it together with the defense line and the goalkeeper as well. Richard Gaza was involved as well. Yep, Jacob, go ahead.
Well, Zahra Mwinyi, the coach of the Young African side, is kind of shell-shocked. He doesn't know what has hit him here. But it's still early in the game. We're only in the 40th minute of the first half.
The flag is up for offside. It's going to be a free kick. And a little bit of pain on Heritier Makambo's head as well. It looked to me to have been onside unless it was for a foul that he was called. From the time the ball was being taken, it looked like he was fairly well in. Alison Mwendwa, quick footing as well, getting past two men, playing it into the midfield to Patila. And Van Yida as well. His work made a little bit easier by the fact that he's got some roving midfielders who are making life very difficult for the Young Africans defense, but very exciting if you are on the Shark side. This one powered into the penalty area, pushed out for a throw-in. Paolo Godfrey commits himself to take the throw-in as well. Flash that results into gaining possession for the Young African side. This is a loss here, and I think a foul that has been given. But Patila Oboto seemed more than ready to put in a little bit of extra steps to run away with this one.
Well, I tell you, that is where Yanga is going to be punished again, because they are pushed men forward. They are looking for at least a goal, and they are leaving big space behind, and that is where I think Kariobangi Sharks will be looking for to get a third goal.
You couldn't quite blame them, Jacob, for pushing forward. They really want to try and you know, at least get a pull one back. And yes, it's just the danger of attacking and defending at the same time that is afflicting them. For example, now they're pushing so far forward, so much so that when they lose possession, then they are left on their own. They leave a lot of spaces behind them. Here is Alison Mwendwa. You can always expect to find something electric coming off Alison Mwendwa. And he gets the better of a beggar as well, who didn't expect that pass to come to him. He's not as fast as Mwendwa. Oh, if you'd like to make it look even more different, Mwendwa is just too fast for a beggar. Yeah, but he's not as fast as Mwendwa, or Mwendwa is just too fast for him. Another one down on the right side. Two men going for it. With the flag staying down. The cross and an attempt to chip the goalkeeper as well. Oh, Dukabuya, this time round wanting to turn provider, but I think he had 2 months, Jacob. Chip the goalkeeper.
And that was a mistake he made, because Abega was in very good position. He should have played the ball to Abega.
Yeah, he tried to trick the goalkeeper that he was going to pass it to Abega, but then he also tried to chip the goalkeeper. We know that strikers should be selfish, well, but not always. Some of these instances just demand that you probably send the ball to the person who's best placed to be able to score. I was recently told by our team official, Jacob, that for them, an assist and a goal equally score bonuses.
Well, that's Madara United. I know that story very well.
How do you know this story very well?
Because I ask a lot of teams what their bonuses are.
I thought this was my secret, that I'm the only one who knew it.
There are very little secrets in football.
So if you score a goal, you get, of course, the scoring bonus, but also an assist wins just as much as the goal.
Yes.
So then it makes it easier for a player to be able to give to the person who is best placed to score, because you both will earn bonuses.
Yes, you avoid selfishness in terms of team play, and that is a very motivating thing.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing is money. It's very motivating as well. Again, it's the Kariobangi Sharks cutting it this time round to Alison Mwendwa. Looking for support. He was looking at where he could go best. He's been intercepted and denied the chance by the captain, Ibrahim Ajib. This is Makambo pushes it back into the midfield. And now to Salum. Looking for forward play here. The goalkeeper is already off his line. Will be very well placed to pick this one up easily. John Oyema looking very confident after the matches they played in the Confederations Cup as well. They've really grown in confidence, Jacob.
Yes.
And it's evidently showing with a good ball to Duke Abuya. Here is when he should have been selfish. He should have put it on the chest. It's 2 minutes of added time in the first half here. And again a mistake by the defenders. Out to Brishon Gassa on the left side. Gassa gets it down to Ajib. Trying to set up for a shot. And then again Gassa gets a chance to come in. Goalkeeper stretches full to pick this one up. The very first time that you would say that Oyema is being called on to be able to save the side. Earlier on, there was a shot that came in from the forwards. This was by Vincent Wasambo, and the question was how this one didn't get into the net. With Kindoki beaten again this time round. That's one part of the story. The other part of the story is that 2 of them have gone in, and the Sharks are leading this one against a very seasoned team, and actually the most successful team in Tanzanian football. It's back into the midfield for the Kariobangi Sharks. Looking at how they can execute some run on the flanks. That's not the kind of pass that would do well for the side. Duke Abuya becoming erratic in his passing in the times when he's supposed to hold the ball.
Well, Kariobangi Sharks playing very disciplined in terms of defensive play.
Makambo shielding the ball, setting it up for Aruna, who's looking for Ngasa, but he sent him out into a corner. Leaves it to go out for an actual corner. We've just about done the 2 added minutes, and maybe the corner will be the last part of action in this first half of this second game of the 3rd edition of the Sport Pesa Cup at the Uhuru Stadium in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. Nicely carving in. Goalkeeper has a touch on it, sends it further out. It's going to be another corner. Oyema this time getting ahead of his defenders. Yep, he put his head there as well. He put his hand there as well. Another carving one. With a chance to send it further back. The goalkeeper has a touch on it. He'll be fouled as well. But he had a touch that sends the ball out for a goal kick. But Oyema must have taken a little knock in the process as well. You and I have got a chance to see it again. It's chipped and it's carving towards the goal area. Aruna is going for it as well. Oyema has a touch on it as well.
Well, it's called goalkeeper's area.
Yep.
You have a touch on the goalkeeper, it's a foul directly. And
Aruna's hand is very well curved on Oyema's. He'll get some 15 minutes break because it's half-time at the Uhuru Stadium in Dar es Salaam. Of course, some of these results become unbelievable earlier on.
Well, that is Pondamali, a legendary goalkeeper, is a goalkeeper trainer on the Yanga side.
Doesn't understand what's going on, Jacob. Juma Pondamali, that's his name.
Juma Pondamali is a veteran of the 80s.
Yep, scoreline at halftime. Yanga 0 and Kariobangi Sharks 2 from the Uhuru Stadium in Tanzania.
Well, 2-0 in favor of Kariobangi Sharks, the visiting side here. Yanga, the home side, they cannot believe this scoreline, but it's been a very good game, I will tell you. The first 45 minutes, Kariobangi Sharks, they started by backpedaling, but when they got their feet in this game, then they didn't stop at nothing. And the match starts tell a different story. Yes, in terms of ball possession, it's 50-50, Then shots at goal, it's 5 for Yanga, 7 for Sharks. In total, Sharks have made 12 shots, but on goal 5 compared to Yanga only 2. In terms of fouls committed, it's more or less the equal number of fouls, then offside a piece, 1 apiece. And this is a story in terms of general statistics of the game, but what matters most in the game of football is the number of goals that have been scored. Sharks have scored 2 goals in this one. The first one by Duke Abuya, then the second one, George Abege, who has scored twice in the Sports Pesa Premier League, also opened his scores here at the Sports Pesa Cup in Dar es Salaam. Well, it's very, very good statistics there. Well, in case you missed the first half, this has been the action. It was Yanga actually who got the first opportunity, and the former Dairy Club Motema Pembe player, Mr. Harriet Makambo, missed that one. He was in a very good position. There was confusion at the back 4 here, and then Makambo just couldn't place it in. Well, that was a very easy opportunity for Yanga to go ahead in this game. Then Sharks turned the heat on. Harrison Mwendwa, he provided that one. Then Abega, he just pushed it to Abuya. The first touch, and the second one, that is how the scoreline was open here at the Uhuru Stadium in Dar es Salaam. Kindoki had no chance. You wouldn't blame Kindoki on that one because there were a lot of green shirts in front of him, but Harrison Mwendwa is the one who started that one. He weaved through, looked for Abege, then Abege looked for Shark Abuya, and Abuya gave Kindoki no chance at all. What a goal here. And was a celebration from the rest of the players here. Well, that is not a Kariobangi fan, Kariobangi Sharks fan. He's a Simba Sports Club supporter.
Oh, it was a very well-calculated move, Jacob. And I think Abege did the best, and Duke even did the better. Sends the ball further away from the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper obviously is going onto his left side because that's where the ball is going. And then in between 2 defenders, he sends it back on the other side. It stretches you a little bit. Even if you are half fast, you need a little spring to be able to get to that one. And that was not given time to be done by the goalkeeper, Mr. Klaus Kindoki.
Duke Abuya. Then Kariobangi Sharks kept on pressing. From the right side, that shot by Duke Abuya, who kept on shooting the whole of this 45 minutes, tried another one, but Kindoki had it covered. It didn't go on target. But look at the run. It's a deep run from way far, and every time he gets an opportunity, he takes a shot. Duke Abuya, the scorer of the first goal.
In this instance, I think he did well because if he had tried to get the ball to Abege or anybody else, they would have been offside because he had already put them in a difficult situation at that time. So it was best for him to shoot at that moment. But he kept on shooting here, taking the top netting. And that's a little bit disturbing for a goalkeeper as well, Jacob. When the shots are coming to you all the time, Duke Abuya just made it very uncomfortable for Klaus Kindoki.
Well, I think he's just told Kindoki, you need to earn your salary today. Because look at that, he kept him busy the whole afternoon. Kindoki did not rest 1 minute in this first 45 minutes.
Well, the shot was deeping. It just didn't deep on time. But Kindoki, having suffered a first goal, obviously had to make sure that he stays on his feet. Another attack was coming from the other side, the young African side. But not getting it on target was the problem here. Was it a free header as well? Good defending that we saw in this instance, Jacob.
Well, Kariobangi Sharks having enough white shots in the box, not giving Yanga an opportunity to get their header into the goal. And they are surprised what really happened to them. Sharks kept on the fire here. They kept on pushing. Bodo, a good 1-2. Then Bodo looking for the man, Vincent Wasambo. He beat the goalkeeper again. Klaus Kindoki was beaten by that one. And Bodo bringing a very good cross here, the diving header. And Kindoki was saved by the crossbar. He was already beaten. There is no doubt about it. That was goal bound. Wasambo, the man who did all the damage here. Then Sharks kept on moving forward. Patila involved in that one, fouled but still progressed on. He pushed it on the side. Bodo bringing a cross here. The Kindoki was called upon again. to push it for a corner. The pressure kept mounting. I'll tell you, good play here by Sharks. Mounting the pressure. Wasambo beating Kindoki. Saved by the crossbar. And then Abege was also in a good position here, nearly making the second goal. Coach Mluya doesn't know how this one went off. Patila making the corner, then that header by Abege. He knows it was goal bound. Kinoki stretching himself to push that for a corner. Good piece of goalkeeping. Well, Sharks were not done yet. Patila to Abege, the first touch. The second one, no chance at all for Klaus Kindoki. And what a goal. What a celebration by Sharks. The second time that they're playing in this Post-Pesa Cup. They were eliminated by Simba last season. Katsio penalties. Today, they lead by 2-0. Brilliant goals here by Jack Abuya, Duke Abuya, and then George Abege. Well, I'll have to ask if this is a goal celebration or what it is, but this is tradition of Sharks, how they celebrate their goals. I know it's 3 times. The first one, the second one, and then the third one. Yes, what a celebration. Not only from Sharks, from some of the fans in the stand. And if you thought Sharks were done, that was what Abuya did. First touch on the right. Second one, he didn't have a touch. He looked at where Kindoki was. He placed the ball far off the reach of the goalkeeper, and what a wonderful goal that Sharks have scored here. So that is the scoreline at Uhuru Stadium here in Dar es Salaam. The stats tell the story of this game. Ball possession is half-half, 50% you like it. And then shots on goal, 2 for Yanga, 5 for Sharks. Well, in terms of substitution, I think Zahira Mwinyi, the coach on the Young African side, will be the first one to make the substitution. I think Papi Shimbi will be called upon. Haji Mwinyi can be called upon, Said Juma. He has a lot to pick from, but for Coach William Mluya, he leads by 2-0. He has the luxury of the most valuable player on that bench, Eric Kapaito, the top goal scorer in the Sportpesa Premier League in Nairobi in the year 2018. And then he still have the youngster, Sidney Lokale, who could be called upon to come in any time. Boniface Juang is also there. And then the youngster, John Kuol, is also on that bench. And if he has to go for experience, Eric Juma is also there to be called upon. So of the 2 coaches, I think Mluya is poised for choices. But we'll be just waiting what happens in the second half to see what both coaches have decided on this side. Well, we're back at Uhuru Stadium in Dar es Salaam, the venue for the Sports Pesa Cup, the 3rd edition, where the defending champions Gor Mahia arrived in Dar es Salaam yesterday from Cameroon. And very, very interesting that Kenyan clubs are doing so well so far. Kariobangi Sharks already qualified for the Bandari, I beg your pardon, has qualified for the semi-final after beating Singida of Tanzania by a solitary goal. And now Kariobangi Sharks lead Yanga by 2-0. So very, very interesting to see what happens in this second half. Yanga fans very, very quiet. Some of the fans who have been brought into this game. Well, that must be a Yanga fan. He doesn't have a very pleasant face. She's just thinking what has hit the side, because 2-0 is not what they were expecting. A team that was formed in 1935 compared to Kariobangi Sharks were only formed in 2000. So 18 years existence versus so many years. But in case you missed the goal, Duke Kabuya, this is how he opened the scores here to lead Kariobangi Sharks by that first goal. There was no chance at all for Klaus Kindoki in that Yanga goal. Then Patila Omoto put a big throw. He had the first touch on his right. The second one, he looked at Kindoki's positioning, and what a classic finish here by the big man George Abege, the Ugandan import on the Shark side. Yanga are coming back. They know they have a mission, and they know if they don't succeed in their mission, they are out of the Sports Pesa Cup 2019 edition. They were eliminated in Nakuru. Now they have a chance to make amends. They have only 45 minutes to make amends against a side that has shown that football is played on the pitch. It's not about the experience, it's about what you put in. Sharks doing very well in the Sports Pesa Premier League in Kenya. They are still unbeaten, having played 8 games. They have won 3 games, they have drawn 5. They have scored 9 times, they've conceded 5 times. They have 14 points in the 5th position. It's a very competitive league because Bandari are 2nd and Mathare United unbeaten at the 1st position. Gor Mahia is in 4th position, and just back their defending champions, not only in the Sports Pesa Cup, also in the Sports Pesa Premier League in Kenya. They've won it back to back. They are looking to make history, to be the first team to pick the Sports Pesa Cup 3 times if they do it. But they have a date tomorrow against a team from Tanzania, Boma. Kindoki, I'll tell you, has done work in the 45 minutes, where you would think that he has played already the 90 minutes. He knows he still has another 45 to deal with Abege and Duke Abuya and Harrison Mwenda. Well, the center referee, George Gato already being called upon here to kick off the second half of this game. I'm in the company of Bernard Otieno to take you through the next 45 minutes of this game.
Oh, thank you very much, Jacob. I think you're looking at Kindoki and wondering what's going on in his mind. He's obviously thinking about the second half of this match and whether he can make amends for it. Of course he can't, but his team can very easily still push past if they wanted to. And the only way they would have to do that is to score more goals than what the Kariobangi Sharks have done so far. So if they scored 3 goals against 2, then that would work for them. But at the moment, it's the Sharks who are leading. Much will also depend on what instructions have been given in the second half of this game. And you would also notice that the young African side have made a substitution, and they're going to use the very experienced Amisi Tambwe now in this game. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how else they will be playing this. Amisi Tambwe might just bring in a little bit of sanity in that defense and try to win the possession for the side, and then try to make sure that the passes are spreading. But we've seen that they were trying to make the switch play all the time on the left and onto the right before trying to get into the penalty area through the crosses. Now that's what they will have to perfect, or they will change into something else altogether. But we're waiting for the start of the second half of the second game of the 3rd edition of the Sport Pesa Cup. This one coming to you from the Uhuru Stadium in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. Scoreline at the moment is the Young Africans nil and Kariobangi Sharks 2. And of course it's the second game after the Bandari side beat their opponents again from Tanzania in the first game, Singida United, by 1-0. Penalty taken by William Wadri, who wrong-footed the goalkeeper to put it into the net. So that's the kind of statistics we're looking at here as a second substitution is made by the Young African side. They made a quick substitution, the announcement of which was going around in the stadium. And it is intended to steady the midfield for sure. I think Mr. Kamusoko has come into the field of play for the Young African side as the second substitution was made very quickly. Thabani Kamusoko has come into the field of play in jersey number 24. And it changes something a bit for Young Africans. They're getting onto the possession as well. Trying to rally themselves up into the midfield. Young Africans now using the right side. They're stringing better passes now. This time round they get at least past the defense. Here is a cross that comes into the penalty area. But they're two men on their own, beating their time and deciding to take it at their own pace. They don't quite clear it. Costa representing the goalkeeper. Turn of the Sharks to start it again from their side. Kamusoko and Papishim Shitsimbi are all in the field of play at the moment for the Young African side. Into the midfield. That's a good take now by Amisi Tambwe. And he's running the defense down. He leaves the ball behind though. Amisi Tambwe's experience coming in to help in this team. This will be a foul on the Sharks. They've quickly taken it. Abega looking for support as well. And again, getting the benefit of the foul from Michael Gardiel. So it's going to be a very physical second half as well, it looks like, judging by the way the Young African side has decided to play. And the success of this will depend on how the Kariobangi Sharks can hold on to their own game in the advent of what new things have been brought into here. Oh! Well, Abege will be penalized for a foul. And he will be claiming innocence here, but he's banged himself onto Klaus Kindoki. He's beaten Kindoki once. And Abege must have thought he would do it again. But yes, challenging the goalkeeper for height. There was no offside in this one. It's just that the goalkeeper was going for it. And at this point, it is a goalkeeper's ball. Well, Abege jumps as well. But yes, he's banging into the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper himself is holding his own. But the goalkeeper knew that he had not touched that ball well enough. And it was headed towards the net. Look, he has a sigh of relief in him. Yes, that's what it's called, a sigh of relief. It's going to be a throw-in for the Kariobangi Sharks. Not venturing too far outside, but knowing very well that they could challenge easily for any ball that is in the midfield. Gassa brings it into the midfield to Falum. Salum plays it out to the right side. Aruna, of course, involved in that as well. And Ajib equally trying to get it done for the side. onto the left side. Gadiel. He's tried to overlap. He's had some good success as well, but not enough. And even this one again, leaving it to roll off the field of play is very, very bad idea for Kevin Yondani. One of the regulars on the Young African side, making, you know, not making the right decision in this one. Abege chested down, but rather Vincent Wasambo's trying to fight for it, but he loses it. This is Paolo Godfrey, brings it round to Yondani. I'm still looking for an alternative to use. They're forced to roll it back onto the right side where Mrishon Gasa was waiting for it. It's back to Yondani in the defense. They're pushing very far because they know that it's a knockout situation at the quarter-final stage. You lose, you go home. And they would like to remain in competition here. Young Africans had a torrid time in the last competition, incidentally being beaten by 3-1 by Kariobangi Sharks. Duke Abuya evades a tackle that was coming in hard from Gadiel, and he's pushed it through to Wasambo, who tries to cross it. Says nothing, the referee, but he was imagining that that should have been a handball. He was trying to cross it in for Abege. Abege was in place, but it's Duke who has the hard work here. He's tackled down, but he holds his own. Then releases Wasambo, who's onside, who goes for the crosser. It takes the shoulder there. Good idea to put the hands at the back. It's not a natural position, though. And whether that is a handball or not will be subject for discussion. But it's pushed out for a corner. 5 corners for the Sharks. Patilo Moto will be taking it. Again, not very tall players that the Sharks would boast of in this tournament. And it's part of their contingent as well. This is judged to be a foul. And 2 players down, so the referee has got to decide which one is first. I think Andrew Vincent got injured first. I did think that he missed a clearance. And occasionally that also does bring in a lot of pain. But also Wasambo, I think, was tackled down in an off-the-ball incident. So 2 things happening simultaneously. I think the referee will give it out first for that one, where there was that attempt for that clearance. And that one, which looks very deliberate, coming from Kelvin Yondani. And I've got a chance to see things twice. You know exactly what happened. In the very first incident, it looks like just missing the ball and not getting the connection there. But in the second incident, it looks like Kevin Yondani does it deliberately and causes a little harm to actually Tom Taker, not to Wasambo, but Tom Taker was up at the front. Another double substitution here. They're replacing Gadiel.
Anatoka jezi nambari 16 anaingia jezi nambari 4 Kaseke.
And they brought in Deuce Kaseke into this game, realizing that they need them in this game. So they've made 2 substitutions. Reinforce the troops already on the field, pushing to try and get back into this game. It's not going to be that easy. I was telling you that in the 2018 season they lost 3-1 to Kakamega Homeboys, and that's the way they went home after their very first loss there. They're trying to avoid that, and it's 2-0, not in their favor. They're pushing everything they've got to it. Attempt to try and get a goal here, that is exciting the Ferns at the stadium. With Missy Tambwe involved in this, his inclusion was obviously going to have an impact, but it's taken a little bit longer than usual. The clearance was a combination of 3 defenders going for the same ball. There is a corner Oh, just misses the target. With the goalkeeper not having gotten to it. Andrew Vincent curses himself for missing that one. Swung so nicely with no marking at all. The goalkeeper having missed it. This looked like it would have been the turning point, but then it didn't quite work out that way.
Well, I think they are just trying too much to get at least a goal in this game, Bernard, and they're working too hard, which needs a smart kind of work here, not working so hard like this, I think.
That's the second time in about 4 minutes that Andrew Vincent has gone down in injury, and that worries the side as well. They now have the more experienced players on the field. Pius Kaseke as well is in there, Missy Tambwe, Rishon Gasa is in there, Kevin Yondani as well. And a push back to try and get a chance to go for a shot. The Kariobangi Sharks just building slowly, not wanting to be in a hurry, but they've got two men up at the front, including Abege, who then does a good dummy to leave the ball to Harrison Mwendwa, who's got possession and who's got past his marker, Paulo Godfrey, wanting to turn him inside out and then chips it towards the goalkeeper. Well, intelligent play from the youngster. Look at the way he did it. Takes Paulo Godfrey, turns him inside out, runs him in 6s and 8s, and ultimately, just that last touch when he tried to chip the goalkeeper.
Well, Harrison Mwendwa, he scored a brilliant goal just recently in the SportsPesa Premier League in Kenya at 90 degrees, just like that ball, but this time Klaus Kindoki is in good position.
Yep, Klaus Kindoki has picked it up.
Yanga, he needs to be careful how he starts his balls from the back.
I think by now I should realize that any loss of possession is potentially very dangerous for the Kariobangi Sharks side.
Foul from Abege. Kevin Yondani.
Oh, he went in just a little bit too hard just a few minutes ago, and that's why. He might have been held, yes, but that one is retaliation.
And I think that is where he gets the caution from the referee.
It's very lucky. He went in very hard on Tom Taker, and very deliberately so. That would have been a red card offense. It's just that it was a second offense that has happened, and the referee had blown the whistle for another one. But otherwise, he would have been in trouble. So it's going to be a foul here. Otila Oboto challenging that decision that has been given against him on Amisi Tapwe. Referee says, calm down, I can see I'm the referee. He's the captain, he's allowed to talk to the referee, but obviously there's what is called terms of engagement. That was judged to be a foul. Of course, Amisi just goes a little bit too far, but yes, look at the way he's pulling himself. He's leaving his right foot forward, he's insinuating his back has had an injury, and that, you know, he's sprawling all over. It's all play acting, but he was going to get the foul anyway, and the captain will take it. It's very desperate times, you know, but we have a lot of time to play for here.
Well, it's a lot of time to Sharks, but not time for Yanga. They are chasing this game, and every second counts.
You're right about that. Maybe that's why things are getting a little bit desperate. And they made substitutions intentionally to change the course of the game. They were getting good success. This one from the left side by Ajib. Good cross on the right foot. The goalkeeper is already in his place. But where are they facing then? A chance for a shot. It goes over the bar. Andrew Vincent will consider himself 2 times, 3 times unlucky. He had a header that didn't go into the net. And now this one is in a perfect position for a shot. It doesn't go in. The goalkeeper lets this one roll. Andrew Vincent brings it back, but the header goes just too far out. And this shot totally spoils everything else that was working for this move.
Well, have you ever heard the saying that Yanga has thrown everything into attack, but still they don't get a goal here?
They've thrown the sink and everything else, and the bath water as well. I was telling you, I got worried about Andrew Vincent. Here it is, the reason why I was getting worried. He's gone on the header. He was injured when he was trying to clear the ball. He got another injury just a couple of minutes ago. It's sometimes a little bit too much for one defender to be able to work so much for everybody else. It's a foul. Abege has got to be careful. He fouls Aruna.
Yanga chasing. An obvious foul here on Sven.
Yeah. It is by Sabani Kamasoko. I think the young African fans now realizing they're getting some ground in this game after seeing themselves here. But here it is again. That is obviously cutting off Sven's foot from that ball.
The input from Zimbabwe. Trying to work very, very hard for this young African side.
Hobbling around, trying to find some footing. Abege is out-headed by Andrew Vincent. Foul has been given to the young African side. The referee says it's tapped in at the correct place. They're finding their rhythm, the young African side. And they're trying to use that rhythm to propel themselves forward, which is a good thing in a game like this one. Goalkeeper.
What is Amisi Tamba trying to do?
Well, he was hoping that that ball would leave the hands of the goalkeeper and that he would be able to answer it. Because he had a touch from Kariobangi Sharks, so the goalkeeper tried to keep it in play and he succeeded. But Amisi was trying to get it away from the goalkeeper's hand.
He was trying to snatch it away from the keeper's hand.
He was. Back in the midfield. Subani was trying to get it out onto the wings. And this is Andrew Vincent. And ultimately, trying to get to Tambwe as well. And trying to get to Heritier Makamba, who's not been getting a lot of feed from the midfield. And with the inclusion of Amisi Tambwe and Kobani, something has changed a bit in terms of where the ball is going. It's not going a lot now to... it's not going a lot now to Heritier. In fact, it's going more now to Amisi Tambwe. And it's also going for Apichi Sibi.
Well, my worry is just that Sharks now have decided not to attack, but to only possess the ball, and that could be not a very good strategy because we have a lot of time in the game of football.
Yeah, it gets me worried as well, and they're looking like they've gone back into their cocoon at the moment, into their comfort zone.
Mabadiliko kwa timu ya Sharks. Nambari 12 anatoka Vincent Wafambo, anaingia jezi nambari 17 Oyugi Shafani.
This might be the first casualty of this game so far, and it's Harrison Mwendwa. That could portend a little bit of a difficult situation for the Sharks if they lost him. They need him more than anybody else. And a foul was given, of course, to the Sharks. This is lobbed over, but a very confident now Thomas Kindoki is unperturbed. If there's anybody who's had an enjoyable match today, it must be Mr. Oyema. He didn't have much coming in his direction. He didn't give the best of the passes when he released the ball, but he should be happy that his team is leading by 2-0. Get ball down left side. The cross beating the goalkeeper and looking for a touch here. It's Mwendwa who will be on it again. And by now the defenders know exactly what to be afraid of. Setting it up here. Then Patila decided not to go for the shot and giving not a very good pass as well for that attempt. But then Sven feeling obliged to go for a shot there. Should have just stopped it and started a new move.
You're right, Bernard. They need to maintain possession of the Sharks if they have to frustrate Yanga from coming back into this game.
Well, they have it again. And again, just coming on the wrong side. Nixon Omoni ultimately lost it. But Yanga as well, just not getting the ball into the right positions. That becomes worrying as well. This must be Duke suffering a little bit of a muscle pull. Yeah. Oh, what exactly happened here? Duke went into this one so hard. Oh, he got a little bit of a a knock by Paulo Godfrey on the backside. He wasn't quite amused about it. Just reminded you of the primary school days when 3 or 4 of those would land on your backside and you would be feeling the pain going in the other direction. Quite unfortunate. It wasn't a foul either because by that time the clearance had been done by Paulo Godfrey. Just a reminder that it's the Sharks who are leading this game at the Uhuru Stadium in Dar es Salaam. Duke Abuya scoring one of the goals, George Abega scoring the other one. And the young African side have thrown in everything in this game to try and pull it back to themselves. It's still giving a little bit of a problem in how they are handling it. Very careful passing, now gives it back, and it's Kamasoko who's picked it up. They're trying the 1-2 combination. A foul will be given to young Africans for sure. And to the veteran Amisi Tambwe. A yellow card for just protesting, shoot it up. Venida gets himself yellow carded. You got to worry if you're going to go all the way to the final. You never know, these cards might just affect you at some point, so it's best to let some things go, especially if they're not very consequential to you. Analogy would work in football as well. Venida here is called for a foul. Should have left it at that. He continues to challenge that referee's decision. The referee was right there and he saw it. And so he gets a little of yellow carded. There'll be 2 men of trust to use in this one. Together with Ibrahim Ajeba and Dani. Trying to see our best to be able to move this forward. First time that we're seeing action from a set piece position. Just trying to chip it over the ball. And it's a first break for the Kariobangi Sharks. 2-2, and then ultimately beating it right out is Horizon doesn't take it with the top of the boot and angling it downwards. So the effect is that because it's a bouncy ball, and it goes over the bar.
What a very nice counter-attack here by Sharks, winning ball from their half. And look at Aboya, he reads the move very well and he pushed it, went back to that one. And I think at this time, if I was Coach William Luya, this is the time to give Mwendo a break. He's ran so much in this game. He's done so much, I think he's tired already.
Well, they're still trying to get this one out of their goal area. Well, let's put it the other way around. It's young Africans who are trying to push it into the goal area. Now Duke Abuya is coming back. Trying to get a ball to Harrison Mwendwa. It actually slipped past the defender, Kevin Yodani, who should have been trying to take that ball away. And Mwendwa certainly does need now a rest. I think the fans are also telling him now, it's a little bit too much of you just going down. But I tell you, interesting thing is that the Seabat fans are behind the Kariobangi Sharks. A shot coming from Kamasoko.
Well, frustrations creeping in on the Yanga side here. But initially, that was a touch here on Mwendwa that could have passed for a penalty. Look at what happens. He's being held down and brought down in the box. And clearly, Yanga survive another attempt by Kariobangi Sharks. That is Kevin Yondani who brings in on Mwendwa down. And Mwendwa, I think she needs to rest now.
There's too much drama now surrounding him. He's gone down in an off-the-ball incident, and I don't mean drama in the negative sense. It's just that a lot of things are happening to him because he's so much on the ball. And at the moment, I think he also feels the pinch and would probably be better off taking a rest at the moment. I think they're already lining up a substitute on their side. I think Eric Juma, I saw him warming up. He's really given his best in this game, in all fairness, Jacob. Harrison Mwendwa has been the talisman in this game. Well,
I tell you clearly that he is a joy to watch. He has contributed so much in most of the attacks by Sharks. He's done so well. And what a way. And surely he needs a break.
I think he's been substituted. He's got jersey number 7. And that's the one that is out. So Mr. Eric Juma takes his place. I think the substitution was in line and in order as well. Eric Juma is already asking for the ball. But it's good to see youngsters already taking the mantle in big club competitions as well. Coming onto the big stage to showcase their talent. And hoping that they will also be able to develop it and to be noticed. Juma, the very first encounter, he comes up, he's against Kariobangi Masoko, fouls him.
I tell you, Masoko is a frustrated man. He's just coming in the second half to bring more punch to Yanga, but he has brought more fouls than punch.
You should clarify what punch is there. You're talking about. And yeah, he's not had much fun on ball. Has not really been fluid, has not been enjoying himself as well. That's not a good clearance coming off Michael Gardiel. Again, it could be out of frustration. When you're in a big team and you have a big game and you're at a home stadium and things like this are happening to you, there is often the chance of a frustration. A good touch coming from the Kariobangi Shark side, with the cross coming in from the left side by Michael Bodo. Got to run back to his position. Can Yanga manage to get out for a fast break? It is Makambo. He's trying to angle himself for a ball. He's got one defender to beat, and he's got another striker coming up. Makambo goes on the left foot. He doesn't give the ball out here. Another striker on the left side. A quick break by the young African side. Makambo exhibiting some very good confidence here and some good experience. But he's coupled here by a striker, and he doesn't give the through ball. Neither does he pass it now. He flips it out.
Have you ever heard the saying that strikers are egocentric? Now this is a case where Makambo should have played to his teammate, and he was selfish for sure, but the final shot was a big letdown.
I think Makambo wanted to take all the credit for all that action and probably have something that the young African sides will remember. The truth is they will remember it, but they will remember it for not having gone into the net, Jacob, for all the wrong reasons.
Well, I'll tell you, they remember him for the negative contribution there.
A little bit unfortunate for Makambo. Again, if you have your your phone, you could just Google the meaning of the word Makambo in Lingala.
What does it mean?
Oh, it means there's no direct translation, but it would mean so much ado. You know, too many things happening at the same time. Yep, too much ado. It's been sung about a lot as well. Makambo is eliminated. You know, things are bad, things are elephant and all that. You know.
So that is what Makambo has brought into this game.
Makambo is basically mambo in Kiswahili, which is basically, you know, things happening, news, or you know. Just too many things. And again, an attempt to go in through by Ibrahim Ajib. He's getting a chance for a shot. He decides to let it out for the left side. They've taken too long before they go for the shot. Oh, the fans dismayed at the fact that they weren't going to go for that shot. And Kariobangi Sharks now comes out with the ball. This is a new substitute. Eric Juma playing into Bodo, who loves to rob forward, and Abege is chasing this one. The goalkeeper will very easily take it. It's a lot of instructions from the benches, Jacob.
Well, they want to play the ball forward. It's the easiest way, but not most productive. They have a quarter of an hour to turn this around, the young Africans. Sharks have quarter of an hour to book a place in the semi-finals of the 2019 Sports Pesa Cup. Bandari already, another Kenyan side, has already booked their ticket.
Yep, and Bandari will most likely meet the team that will win between Simba and FC Leopards. And if the Sharks win it, they'll most likely meet
the winner of Gor Mahia versus Mbao.
I was going to say it very slowly. Because they've already met Gor Mahia 3 times in the last 3 outings. They beat Gor Mahia as the defending champions. They beat them in a Premier League match. They beat them in a Cup match. They beat them in the Super Cup.
While you cannot always be beating a side, there's always a time to turn all that around. Makambo again involved in that attack. He doesn't believe that his header is not on target.
You could easily say Makambo is eliminating hour, you know? Because it's really been... he wasn't angled correctly for that one. He was not going to get the angle correct, so it just hit onto him. But he had a chance to change the goal line for the young African side by just passing to the best person to score. And yes, that egotistic nature of the strikers is the one that let him down. It's going to be a substitution by the Kariobangi Sharks. They are bringing out
the big man who has scored the second goal,
Mr. George Abege.
and another big young boy is coming, is in position.
Sidney Lokale is coming. Abege beat the goalkeeper on the left foot. A lovely way to finish a move. He's a natural right-footed player. But then he makes sure that the goalkeeper cannot count the steps properly and cannot catch on that rhythm to beat him for the second goal. They brought in Sidney Lokale, who scored a goal in very good fashion in a very big game that Sharks played in Nairobi.
Well, I'll tell you, this youngster, only 19 years old, is a very, very prospective top striker of Kenyan football.
He did score a very important goal, like I said, Jacob. I was hoping you're going to expound on it.
Against Gor Mahia, that was the Super Cup. He beat two central defenders of Gor Mahia,
Took them to the right side.
then placed the ball on the far corner. A brilliant goal.
No, Jacob. Do you know the Malwether challenge? Well, he took them to one side and left them falling in the challenge. Came back to this other side and placed the ball in the net. That's the easiest way to put it.
So was it a Malwether goal?
Gor Mahia players don't want to remember that. But yes, it was a very big goal that he scored at that time. So it's going to be a throw-in, but it's going to be given to the young African side. 2-0 the scoreline for Kariobangi Sharks. Playing it out to Andrew Vincent to start the build-up from the side. In an attempt to try and bring the ball back into play. It doesn't quite work out.
Dukabuya putting Juma through. Now Lokale, too far ball, but he has the pace. He has managed to keep it in play. Back to Juma. Now to Lokale, trying to look for the third goal here. Kariobangi Sharks up and a corner. This youngsters just come in and brought in pressure immediately. Look at the kind of understanding he has. Oyugi just plays the ball to Lokale, and that shot he just pushes it for a corner now. Yanga under pressure.
Yeah, it's not the kind of pressure that they want. Oh, they go for a short corner. And look at the way they had already organized how it's going to be taken. Picked up on the other side. And again, Tom Teka just doesn't want to finish properly. Seemed like he was in a hurry to take it, but this is very well done by the Kariobangi Sharks side. And they noticed they will be in the offside. They all decide not to go for it.
And
That's a good shot.
try to look for the far post.
Yeah.
Well, he just doesn't get his volley right. Yanga, time is not on their side.
Absolutely not.
10 minutes on the clock here for Kariobangi Sharks to book a ticket to the semi-final to join their Kenyan side, Bandari.
There's still a lot of time in a game of football, Jacob.
It is, Bernard, I agree with you.
We'll hold that thought that they have joined or
Not just
they're in the journey.
They're in the journey, right?
Yeah, and it begins with one step. So they're already just one step there. Let's wait for them to finish the journey. As again, it's Michael Bono who tries to bring the ball in. Look at the number of the green jerseys who are following the ball as well, wanting to come out with it. Makabo decided to take things in his own hands, doesn't manage to execute the cross that he wanted to. This is a through ball down on the right side, and the flag stays down as well. It's a pass left behind by Patila, and Lokale doesn't go for it as well. That was a very good cross coming in from the right side.
Well, Shaq had a chance to kill this game for sure. There was the opportunity to score the third goal and to literally knock Yanga out of this tournament.
Very interesting times that we are seeing in East African football, also in Kenyan football.
Timu ya Yanga anatoka mchezaji jezi nambari 33 Paulo Godfrey. Anaingia mchezaji nambari 12 Juma Abdul.
Yanga bring in Juma Abdul for Abdallah Haji in jersey 23 as they try to come back into this game. They have 9 minutes in which a lot can happen in the game of football.
Well, I tell you, Shafano Yugi had already helped things along the Shaq side to speak up, but the goalkeeper is going to be a foul. And he's landed very awkwardly, for sure. As Makambo was trying to get this in there. And the referee has blown the whistle for that. A good cross coming in, but Makambo angles in too deeply, bangs into the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper falls uncontrollably. He's going to take off a little time here getting treatment. We're just about 9 minutes away from the end of this game. John Oyema is feeling the pinch here. Still, a lot of people will be talking about the way Shafano Yugi pushed that ball forward and tried to get a cross in for the Sharks side. So yeah, Mr. Muluya, I think by now is grappling with the same thing that coaches grapple with. What do you do in the last 9 minutes, Jacob, if you're leading the game by 2 goals to nil, and it's a knockout competition? Well,
for Muluya, he just needs to be careful. That was the initial challenge on the goalkeeper John Oyemba by Makambo.
You must say Heritier Makambo.
Heritier Makambo.
Yes.
Just about to finish with the Zali.
No, you don't have any Zali.
Well, Heritier Makambo has worked very hard.
You must actually compliment his work ethics. He's a very hard-working person. You know, in the game, he's really working hard. It's just a question of, personal goals versus team goals as well. And I mean this in the HR sense, the human resource sense, that your own personal achievements should contribute to the team's achievements. And that is the only place where he has not shown very good industry. It's going to be another change here. And Papichi Simbi is going to be coming into the field of play.
Badiliko kwa timu ya Yanga anatoka jezi nambari 6
Faisal Salum.
Anaingia jezi nambari 24 Abi Shishi.
So Papichi Simbi is in the game.
There
is Yanga.
DRC.
Another one.
Yes.
They got 3 of them, I think, in this team. It is a shot that have been deflected. Very many white stockings behind the ball. They got only one striker up front in Duke Abuya. Didn't take off. I think slipping off on the takeoff. So Chisimbi, can he bring the much needed oomph in this game? This goes off the field of play after an attempt on some fancy play by Michael Gadiel, who I would say has given his very good contribution in this game. It goes to Duke Abuya. Again, he chests it down. Solitary up front and looking for support from behind.
Oh, that's
Lokale. Getting the ball to Lokale, I beg your pardon, to Sydney Lokale, and then to Duke now. Believing in himself, Duke Abuya goes out on the right side. Then tries to cross the ball down. It is deflected back by Andrew Vincent. This is pushed back to the goalkeeper. He can't hold it in his hands, but plays it out on the left side to Shiveka. And tries to play it out on the line, but it goes out of the field of play. This is going to be a throw-in.
Well, time is not on Yanga's side. William Luya is only 5 minutes away from making it to the semi-finals of the Sports Pesa Cup 2019 edition.
Good touch for Duke Abuya by Patila Water. He knew it would veer off, he had tucked it too hard. So Duke and Patila are still looking to run rings around the young African side. She's out on the right side again to Shiveka. Chips it into the midfield. Simbi was trying to go to it. Didn't quite take it. It's going to be a throw-in. Still going to be for the Kariobangi Sharks. Jacob, whenever I see you in this intense thought mode, I know you are in the mind of this coach, and I know you're thinking about what's going on the field of play.
You're right, Bernard. I was just thinking Yanga, with their big record with the, I would call them big players that they've imported from different countries. They have Congolese, they have Zimbabwean in the side, are beaten, I would say, hands down by the Sharks team that has just started in 2000. I mean, 18 years vis-a-vis 1935 for the Yanga. So it's a rare history that Kariobangi Sharks is making here.
Well, a new company can sometimes do very well in comparison to an older company. This is a blunder that has been committed here. Goalkeeper has been rounded. This one is in the net. And it's this kind of mistakes that the side should not be thinking about. They should be thinking about not making those kinds of mistakes. It's just 4 minutes to the end. And yes, finally in the net by the experience. Solely out of the experience. This should be Deuce Kaseke. And young Africans in the belief that they will be back. Chisimbi pushes it forward. And then this ball intended for the defense doesn't work out. Deuce Kaseke manages to round the goalkeeper, turns round. I think it's a Missy Tambwe, I beg your pardon. It's a Missy Tambwe. Rounds the goalkeeper and then turns round on a 360, and he knows that if he chips it quickly enough, the defenders will not have gotten there. So a Missy Tambwe changes the fortunes of the young Africans. And now they'll be buoyed by that one goal. This is going to be a foul here. The veteran of Missy Tambwe has changed the game. 1 for young Africans and 2 for the Kariobangi Sharks. This is picked up now by Gadiela, who's pushing it forward. Headed out by the Sharks. Duke Abuya has already gotten the better of the defenders, not once, not twice. And has equally got speed as well. Doesn't pass it well. Chisimbi picks it up. And has gotten it back as the style is turned on by the young African side. A foul by Michael Bodo. Quickly taken. Again looking for a chance for a short shot goal. This one's not very well done. By Deuce Kaseke.
And very impressive moments here in the game here.
Yeah, as Deuce Kaseke prepared a shot, the ball, he touches the ball with the left foot very slightly, so that means it goes off the radar that he wanted to use, and then he touches it with the right foot, it goes out of the field of play.
Sharks experience being put to test here. They have around 1 minute normal time.
Well, we're going to have 3 minutes of added time for sure, Jacob, because of the
stoppages.
The stoppages, and of course we had all like 5 or 6 substitutions done. That will count for another 4 minutes. Well, Duke Abuya hits it down. Nicely pushed in again by Shiveka. Rather by Eric Juma. Particular shot goes way off target. This is going to be a goal kick.
Where's that one? Yanga.
Yeah, the shot was
Actually chipping here.
Was it prepared? Mr. Kintoki pushes it forward for the young African side. The header by Eritia Makambo sends the ball off the field of play. I think at about this time, Makambo will be thinking about the chance that he had. 5 minutes of added time is what we've got in this one. Because there was a lot of stoppages, plus of course you can always count the substitution as taking up 1 minute every time the substitution is done. So if 3 of them are done, you would count 5 minutes. It's down on the left side now. Well, that action is happening off the field of play, so the referee says nothing. Can't do anything. Well, he can't do anything about what's happening off the field of play. It's not part of the it's not part of the game. Oh, that doesn't rub Ibrahim Ajib the best way. But he has to contend with what is called the rules. Duke Kabuya as well. Problems being tackled by Deuce Kaseke. Very, very difficult moments, these ones, for the coach on the other side as well as Irene Minyi. You'll be thinking about what his team didn't do in the other 90 minutes that they are doing now. And that brings in a very big question as well, Jacob. You said earlier on that a couple of players were off the team because they had not done, they had been indisciplined in a previous Premier League match.
Yes, they were. And one of them is Deuce Kaseke. I was surprised to see him in this game today.
Because they needed him. Here is Abuya. Again, the Sharks, Duke Abuya has rounded everybody and put it in the net. What a goal! Oh, this is the loveliest way to put the ball in the net, surely. He wasn't going to use force, but he just uses tact. And he rounds everybody. Not once, not twice. Still notices that everybody is clustered. Pushes the ball slightly far and puts it in the net.
Well, it's all over here for...
Oh, Sarah not happy about this one. At all. What a game and what a goal. Chris Warren thinking about exactly what would have happened in this one. Tim Kabuya is the highest scorer in the Sport Pesa Cup 2019. 2 goals in 1 game. And what style in which it happened. They took the ball away from Shisimbi. There's 3 of them outside. Kabuya goes on his own. He first rounds the defender and the second one. And then he takes his time, waits for everybody to, you know, try to organize themselves. Knows they're going to pounce on any ball if he sends it in at the moment. Takes a little time and pushes it when they're going down.
Well, I'll tell you, I've only seen such kind of goals in the La Liga or in the European football. And really, what a goal by Duke Abuya. Very composed, he takes his time, he looks at the defense, he looks at the keeper, and this is the shot that has finished Yanga from the Sports Pesa Cup 2019. It's all over for Yanga.
What's that goal coming from Duke Abuya? Well, he really did make it difficult for the side because they were defending in droves, Jacob. There was 5 of them and the goalkeeper defending. But they all went down and he continued to torment them, just controlling the ball. Sidney Lakalina taking on 4 defenders as well. Shisimbi manages to outwit him. The experience showing him. Aruna pushes it on to the right side. And it takes a little time before he releases the ball. This is Ibrahim Ajib. The foul.
I'll take us flaring here. There's a frustration from the younger players. They do not believe the fact that Kariobangi Sharks is leading by 3 goals to 1. A team that had just formed in the year 2000. The youngsters from Kariobangi have turned this around for sure. Now the foul being committed here on Jordan Ibrahim Ajib.
Well, Ajib something he was trying to get himself into from a maze of boots. Substitution has been done here. The 2-goal scorer, Duke Abuya, is substituted.
Well, what a goal here by
Young Africans. A goal of Melee for sure, not with the ball, is ensuing here. But I'll tell you the chronology of it all. The ball went into the net. The goalkeeper John Oyema was holding on to it. So Young Africans having scored the second goal, obviously in a hurry to try and get the ball to the restart as quickly as they can. And they all confront the goalkeeper John Oyema to try and get the ball from them. It's not done in a very polite fashion. So it looked like a melee, and everybody decides to join in then. Here it is again. This ball looks like a very innocent ball. The goalkeeper could have picked it up, but he doesn't. It goes into the net. It's a second goal. First goal we must say for Yanga. But there is where melee starts. Looking at 4 Yanga players going to pick up the ball. And so then everybody trying to pick up the ball. And again, tempers flaring closer about this time. With Sharks leading the game 2-0 and ultimately 2-1 and then 3-2 and now 3-1 and then now 3-2.
And playing to the last 1 minute.
And playing the last 1 minute. Obviously, the tempers are about to flare. Kudos to the set referee, Mr. Gato, for trying to control it. But the scoreline has changed again. Yanga 2 and Kariobangi Sharks 3. We're playing the last minute of the game now. 96, and I think there is stoppage, so it's going to be an stoppage. But we've already played 96 minutes. Goalkeeper, of course, Mr. Oyema. Well, we've even tried to recover his goal. So they try to pick up the ball, and they don't do it as a fashion. This is what happens in there. It's the net of the Kariobangi Sharks side, and everybody joins in there. Look at that. Try to get a 15. As we can see, it's a Makambo. And then everybody is joining in with the boots flying. Everybody wants a piece of that action. There's a lot of shoving. The goalkeeper Miller is down there. And he's running the risk of being trampled.
It's a very unfortunate incident that has happened on that Kariobangi Sharks goal. And on the goalkeeper, John Oyema, looking that the referee just came in at the right time to side well that.
It's very difficult in Manila to single out what exactly happened. Or who did what, but you can know what the chances is. The goal is in and it counts. It's 3-2. And this is Makambo Heritier. And Makambo went to pick up the ball, but he did not just pick up the ball, he also punches out as well. One of the most valuable fans of Young African side, you've seen it in Kenya, in Nairobi, you've seen it in different places in Tanzania as well. He's always running out to support his club. But this man will be in trouble. Makambo Heritier, from the single that is the man standing it all. He's the one who went to pick up the ball, and he's the one who passed in the fist. So the referees are consulting. They would know and make a decision on what has happened. We've got less than 1 minute in this game. Kariobangi Sharks are in it. We played 5 minutes of our time, and we're playing just the last minute of it. Like Mr. Gato has made a decision.
Concentration from his assistant referees.
Oh, he does leave it square. 3-2 is the scoreline. We might see the most interesting of remaining minutes of football game. As everybody will try to push forward. Referee says no foul here. And he's up on as well. Down in the middle of the field. It's going to get very soon. It continues. The time is also getting over now. It's going to be medical personnel coming in for medical attention on that tackle. Yanga believing that they can get themselves at this problem to shoot out, because if it's anything to draw, you have to put it to shoot out. This one. So tries to pick out the ball. Kabo is over the blue boots. Look at his right hand lashing out into the goalkeeper.
Well, this is Kabo. At the time, the They had all the time to score close, not getting 100 of this game. And the Chuma has been injured. But I'll tell you what, the referee should just blow the final whistle to win this game, because we played past the normal time and also the added time in the game here. Kariobangi Sharks are the semi-final here.
There's a whistle. The Sharks go into the semi-finals of the third edition of the Sport Pesa Cup. Young Africans battled out, so two teams from the Tanzanian side battled out, two teams from the Kenyan side. Our fans cannot believe it. They really didn't think that they would be getting to a better situation, Jacob. But if you remember, this game was 2-0, and then 2-1, and then 3-1.
Well, it was too little too late for Yanga to come back into this one, because they already showed a lot of security in this game, and they scored fantastic plays, and they deserved the semi-final for sure, and they have been us in this game.
Now they feel hugging each other and talking to each other. And the players also seem to know each other. That's what sportsmanship is all about. The final score from the stadium in Dar es Salaam. Yanga 2, Kariobangi Sharks 3. The winners, Kariobangi Sharks going into the semi-final. Game it has been, Jacob. What a game.
Well, the stats don't tell a different story. It's just that Yanga took the decision in the second half of 51 and 49 for Kariobangi. All other teams being the way they are, it is a win for Kariobangi Sharks and a loss for Yanga. Is how it has ended. So Sharks are already in the semi-finals.
La Sport Pesa Cup 2019 limemalizika. Kariobangi Sharks dhidi ya Yanga. Yanga wameondoka matupa kwa mabao 3-2. Hivyo Kariobangi Sharks kuwa nusu fainali katika nchi na Yanga wakiondoka katika mchezo bora katika mchezo huu ni ambaye ni mfungaji wa mawili timu ya Kariobangi Sharks na niko hapa na akabidhiwa tuzo yake mfano wa hundi ya dola 500 ambapo hilo anakabidhiwa kama mchezaji bora wa mechi ya